Hey guys, if you do not have a board marker, an eraser, or a paper and a pencil, go ahead and pause this video right now and go grab your materials. So in today's lesson, we are talking about reading and writing big numbers. So as we read and write our big numbers, we need to review two terms that we learned in our previous lesson. In our previous lesson, we talked about digits and we talked about value. So the digit is what is represented in each place value. So, for example, this 6 digit is in the tens place. So that means that there are 6 tens in the tens place. So if there are 6 tens or 6 longs, if we're talking about base 10 blocks, that means that the value of this 6 digit is 60. So as we continue on, one thing about reading these big numbers is that we want to think of it in terms of 3 digits at a time. So every time you come across 3 digits, that is called a period. This first period right here are the 3 digits that we are probably more familiar with working with. The ones, tens, and hundreds place. So this is technically our unit or our ones period. Then our next set of 3 digits, this period is called the thousands period. So when we're looking at a large number like this, we're going to start all the way on the far left, and we are only going to pay attention to the first 3 digits. So how would I normally read this number? I don't even want to think about the term thousands. I don't even want to pay attention to the comma. All that I'm paying attention to are these 3 digits. If I'm only paying attention to these 3 digits, well, I normally would just say 374, right? Those 3 digits is 374. So this number so far, if we're reading this out loud in our standard form, is 374. Now, when I come to a comma, that means this is my indicator or my signal that I'm going to state or say out loud the period that I am leaving. So what period am I leaving? I'm leaving the thousands period. So I'm going to say the word thousands before I start reading the next period. So I have 374,000, because that comma tells me I have to say the word thousand, and then I'm going to read my last 3 digits. How would I say that in any normal context? 162. So if I'm going to say this all together, I have 374, here's my comma, 1,162. Okay? So 374,162. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the 3 terms that we learned in our lesson. We have our standard form, which is what we just said, 374,162. And then our next term is word form. So I'm literally just spelling out what I said from my standard form. 300, oh, what? I moved the wrong thing, so sorry. 374,162. Okay, so you're literally, for the word form, all you're doing is spelling out what you say. And then I have the term value here because expanded form, if you remember from our lesson, expanded form is simply telling me what each digit's value is worth. So that 3's in the hundred thousands place, 300,000, 70,000, 4,000, 160, and 2. Okay, so let's do some practicing. I would like for you to, on your board, pause this video and tell me what the standard form is from this number, 59,820. Write down that standard form on your board. Go. All right, so all you needed to do is simply copy what was up here from the place value chart. When I'm saying this number, I have 59 because I'm just looking, I'm not paying attention to the word thousand until I get to the comma. So in this period right here, All that I have is the number 59. Okay, we all know how to say 59, right? 59,000, and then we have our ones period or our unit period, 820. So my number is 59,820. All right, so how would you write that in word form? Pause this video right now and write this number in word form. Go. So if you spelled some of the words wrong, that's totally fine. But we have 59,820. Okay, now expanded form. I want for you to write down the expanded form of this number. So tell me what the values are and don't forget that addition symbol. Go. Okay, so if you did this correctly, we should have 50,000 plus 9,000 plus 800 plus 20. Now, if you put a plus 0 at the end, that's fine, but we know that there are no ones or no baby cubes, as I'd like to call them, in base 10 blocks, so you really wouldn't need to put it. It's not necessary. Let's do one more to practice. All right, standard form. I'm not going to say the number out loud this time. Go ahead and write down the standard form. We're simply copying what is in the place value chart. Go. Okay, we have this number right here. Again, I'm not going to say it out loud because if I say it out loud, you're going to know how to say it in word form. So now that we've written it in standard form, I want for you to think about how we would say this number. Remember, just one period at a time. How would you normally say this period? And then we state what period we're leaving when we get to the comma, and then we list the last 3 remaining digits in the last ones period. Go ahead and write it in word form. Go. Okay, so if you wrote this correctly in word form, we should have stated 901,000. We don't use the word and, so if you wrote the word and in here, take it out because we'll talk about that later on this year about how the word and represents a decimal. So we have 901,755. Okay, so now that you have that, if you made a mistake, that's totally fine. We're practicing, right? So now I want for you to think about each of these digits as their specific value and write this number in expanded form. Go. Okay, so in expanded form, we have 900,000 plus, oh, we don't have any 10,000s. So if you put a plus 0, that's fine. Again, it's not necessary. Plus 1,000 plus 700 plus 50 plus 5. All right, last one. We have our new number. We have the number 586,402. So we're going to answer some questions and see if we remember what some of those vocabulary words are. So this is, write the name of the period that has the digits 586. So remember, the periods are those chunks of 3 numbers. So what period has 586 in it? Is it the ones period or the unit period or the thousands? Hopefully you got the thousands period. Okay, so our next question. Write the digit in the 10,000s place. So the digit. Write it on your board. Pause this video. Go. All right, you should have gotten 8. I didn't ask you for the value. I asked you for the digit. So if it were the value, it would have been 80,000, but just the digit. So some of your assignments today, it's going to ask you specifically what's the value or what's the digit. So make sure you pay attention to that vocabulary word. Okay, and our last question for the day, or for this activity. Write the value, I just gave you the answer. Write the value of the digit 4. So if you saw that, the 4 digit is in what place value? The hundreds. So if it's in the hundreds, that means there are 4 hundreds. So the value is 400. I gave you a freebie. All right. If you need any extra assistance, ask your teacher for some more resources. Thanks for watching. Bye.